What happens when tomorrow becomes a lifelong habit? This is the emotional and dramatic story of Aarav Sharma, a boy from modern-day India who kept postponing his dreams until his consistency and laziness led him to failure, heartbreak, and despair. But through tragedy and sacrifice, he discovers the true power of consistency when used the right way. This is not just Aarav's story. It's the story of every student who has ever said, "I'll start tomorrow." Watch till the end for the inspiring turnaround that proves tomorrow is the best liar you'll ever meet. Only today tells the truth. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful moral stories. The boy always said the same thing. "I'll study tomorrow." At first, it was a joke between friends, something harmless whispered in the corridors of his school in Lucknow. Tomorrow became his favorite word, a soft cushion that protected him from the hard edge of effort. But little by little, tomorrow swallowed his today. His name was Aarav Sharma, a 15-year-old with quick wit and mischievous eyes. His parents, Sunil and Kavita, ran a small stationery shop near Hazratganj, hoping their only son would climb ladders they never could. Aarav was bright, no doubt about it. Teachers often said, if only he applied himself. But Aarav's consistency lay not in diligence, but in postponement. Each evening, when his mother urged him to open his books, he would grin. "Ma, I'll study tomorrow. Don't worry." And she, exhausted after helping at the shop, would sigh and let it pass. Every story has a mirror. For Aarav, that mirror was Rohan Malhotra, his classmate and neighbor. Rohan was everything Aarav refused to be: disciplined, organized, relentless. Where Aarav played cricket on the streets till dusk, Rohan solved math problems. Where Aarav joked with friends at tea stalls, Rohan revised history chapters. Yet strangely, they weren't enemies. Aarav admired Rohan, but laughed off comparisons. "He works too hard, life is short, enjoy yar." But beneath that smile lay envy. Rohan's parents were wealthier and more educated, and they had dreams of IIT and prestigious jobs. Aarav sometimes imagined that if he worked as hard as Rohan, he could achieve the same. But every time he opened a book, boredom gnawed at him. Tomorrow, he promised himself. Board exams arrived like monsoon storms, heavy and unforgiving. Rohan emerged with distinction, showered with praises, his photo garlanded on the school notice board. Aarav barely scraped by, his marks a wound to his parents. Sunil confronted him. "My child, your laziness will ruin you. Look at Rohan. His father will send him to IIT coaching in Kota. What about you?" Aarav looked down. He wanted to change, truly. That night, he promised himself, "Tomorrow, I'll begin fresh." But the cycle repeated. In secret, Aarav began avoiding Rohan. Seeing Rohan succeed while he stagnated gnawed at him. A seed of resentment grew, and he tried to convince himself that Rohan had an easier life, that exams were unfair, that fate favored some and punished others. But deep down, he knew the truth. He had given his dreams to tomorrow. During his college years, his habit worsened. Away from home, living in a hostel in Delhi, he found freedom intoxicating. Movies, cricket, late-night chats, everything except books. Tomorrow followed him like a loyal dog. He made new friends. Some were brilliant, some reckless. Aarav gravitated toward the reckless ones. They introduced him to alcohol. "One drink won't hurt," they said. Aarav agreed, telling himself it was a reward for surviving boring lectures. But one drink became two, then many. His consistency remained. Only now it was consistent self-destruction. Rohan, meanwhile, had joined a top tech firm. Their paths rarely crossed except when Aarav glimpsed him on social media. Success posts, awards, smiling in professional suits. Each sight cut deeper than the last. One evening, staggering back from a party, Aarav saw something that broke him. Rohan, walking out of a glass-fronted office building in a crisp suit, holding a bouquet and laughing with colleagues, looked like he had everything Aarav had squandered. Success wrapped around him like a second skin. Aarav ducked behind a pole, ashamed to be seen. The real knife came when Rohan visited his college for a seminar. During a QA, Aarav nervously asked a question about motivation. Rohan smiled but said gently, "Motivation is nothing without consistency. Even failure respects consistency. You repeat laziness every day and it becomes your truth." Aarav felt the words slap across his face. For the first time, he realized that success didn't just require talent. It required discipline applied consistently, every day. Back in his hostel room, Aarav stared at his messy desk. Books untouched, notes gathering dust. He thought of his father's tired face, his mother's fading patience. For a brief moment, he considered quitting altogether, packing his bags, and disappearing. But fate had another twist. One night, his father collapsed at the shop from chest pain. The call came at 11 p.m. Aarav rushed home on the first train, his heart hammering in his chest. He found his father pale, tubes in his arms, whispering, "Beta, don't waste your life like me. I worked every day consistently to feed you. That was my strength. Yours must be different, but find it before it's too late." Those words shattered something inside Aarav. For the first time, he understood that consistency wasn't the enemy. He had simply given it the wrong direction. Change did not come easy. Aarav tried waking early, but sleep pulled him back. He tried studying one chapter, but his phone distracted him. His old self laughed at him. "Tomorrow will save you." But he remembered his father's face. So he made a small pact, 1 hour a day, no matter what. The first week was hell. His friends mocked him, calling him Saint Aarav for refusing late-night parties. The boy who had once spent hours joking and skipping lectures now spent nights buried in notes. Slowly, the habit built itself. 1 hour became 2, then 3. Notes replaced empty bottles. Marks improved, not overnight, but steadily. Just when hope returned, tragedy struck. Aarav's father passed away suddenly, leaving the family drowning in debt. Aarav's world collapsed again. He thought of abandoning studies to run the shop, to be a pillar for his mother. But Kavita, tears streaming, said, "Your father didn't break his back so you could sell pens. He wanted you to rise higher. Don't waste his sacrifice." For the first time, Aarav didn't say, "Tomorrow." He said, "Today." With renewed fire, Aarav pushed harder. He joined coaching classes, studied late into the night, cut out distractions. He wasn't perfect. Old habits tried to return, tempting him into easy escapes. But now he fought them with discipline. During this period, another twist arrived. His cousin Samir, a brilliant student, joined the same coaching center. Samir, who had always looked up to Aarav, now quietly surpassed him in speed and grasp. Aarav felt jealousy and fear creeping in, but he channeled it into determination. Each comparison, each setback, became fuel for late-night study sessions. Years later, Aarav cleared the civil services examination. The same boy who once failed classes now stood as an IAS officer, wearing a crisp white kurta with pride. On the day of his posting, Aarav visited his father's grave. "Papa, I finally kept my promise. No more tomorrows, only today." At his first public speech as an officer, Aarav looked into the crowd of students and said, "Consistency is powerful. I wasted it on laziness, and it almost ruined me. But when I turned it toward discipline, it rebuilt my life. Remember this? Tomorrow is the best liar you'll ever meet. Only today tells the truth." And in the front row, a young boy whispered to himself, "I'll study tomorrow." Aarav smiled sadly. The cycle was beginning again, but maybe, just maybe, his story would plant a seed. If Aarav's journey taught you anything about the power of consistency and seizing today, don't let the lesson stop here. Like this video, share it with friends and family, and hit that subscribe button for more inspiring stories that can change your life. Turn your tomorrows into today, join our community, and never miss a story that matters.